Pioneer Field for tonight's NCAA Division II men's soccer match featuring the guests, the Bobcats from Lees-McRae College and your Tusculum University Pioneers. Reminder that seating for Tusculum University home soccer matches is available in the main grandstand only. There is no seating behind the goals or behind the benches. Also, Tusculum University is a smoke-free and tobacco-free campus. We request your cooperation with these policies. Tonight's match is being streamed online through our YouTube page, Tusculum Pioneers. Brian Staten has the call of tonight's action. Also, live stats available through TusculumPioneers.com. Tusculum Athletics would like to thank Ingalls, Corley's Pharmacy, and Applebee's for their support of the Pioneers. Fans, make your impact on Pioneer Athletics by making a donation and joining the Pioneer Club today. Join over 300 members that have contributed more than $100,000 annually to enhance our student-athlete experience. For more information, visit the Support the Pioneers tab at TusculumPioneers.com. If you connected with the Pioneers online, you can find us on Facebook at Tusculum Pioneers and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tusculum Sports. Now let's welcome the teams and the starters for tonight's match. First for Lees-McRae, their starting goalkeeper, number 27, Anton Sundstrom. Number 3, Johan Hedberg. Number 5, Luis Jimenez. Number 8, Anders Stokes. Number 9, Johannes Oxneved. Number 10, Augustine Ortiz. Number 13, Stefan Davis. Number 14, Polani Niakalo. Number 15, Matt Dunn. Number 17, Harvey McMorrow. Number 21, Mikhail Sockenstead. The head coach of the Bobcats is Shane Calvert. The starters for the Pioneers being accompanied by the Greenville Galaxy 2009-2010 girls soccer team. Starting goal tonight, number 38, Sam Gilbert. Also starting for the Pioneers, number 3, Pal Perot. Number 5, Clemon Dagorn. Number 8, Fabian Prosch. Number 9, Edgar Cervantes. Number 10, Enrique Devins. Number 11, Oscar Rubio Jimenez. Number 14, Luke Murphy. Number 15, Soto de Souza. Number 22, Danny Gongora. And number 25, Georgios Harkousakis. Head coach of the Pioneers, Alan Vitale. Assistant coach is Jonathan Houghton. Tyler Nason, Steve Crouch, the assistant athletic trainer is Devin Underhill. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
So we welcome you into Pioneer Field, Pioneer Nation, and all Bobcat fans alike. We welcome you into tonight's soccer match between the Pioneers and the Bobcats. For the Pioneers, 4 consecutive road matches to start the year. Tusculum's men's team having their home opener here today. Of course, the women continue to stay on the road for the first month of the year. Hosting Lees-McRae today, Pioneers enter at 0-3-1, playing to a 1-1 draw on the road this past Saturday in Hickory, North Carolina against the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. They lost their first game as far as the Pioneers are concerned, their first conference game of the year, getting with the tie after losing 3-2 in overtime to King on Wednesday. The overtime loss to King was their first extra time loss for the Pioneers since September 20th of 2017. Pioneers visited King this past Wednesday. Again, were beaten. Enrique Devins, Legal scored goals for the Pioneers in the second half. They rallied from 1-0 and 2-1 deficits to force the extra time, but the Pioneers, who seemingly outshot the Tornado 18-10, as 3 of their 5 goals in the match were scored on penalty kicks. Alejandro Caridi had 2 saves in goal for the Pioneers on the loss. Saturday for the Pioneers against the LR Bears, a goal by Enrique Devins in the 60th minute lifted the Pioneers to a 1-1 tie on the road. Sam Gilbert made 5 saves for the Pioneers in goal, all coming in regulation. Pioneers were outshot 23-7 again by the Bears this past Saturday, but still managed to come away with the draw. Lees-McRae 1-3-1 after losing on Saturday in double overtime to Erskine. The Bobcats held a 2-1 lead on goals by Oxkenbad along with McMorrow, but the Flying Fleet of Erskine, they tied the match with 4:20 left in regulation and got the win with about 2:27 in the second overtime period. Lees-McRae outshot 14-11 in that contest. Sundstrom had 7 saves in goal for the Bobcats. Now, Wednesday's match is the 4th of the season for the Bobcats against conference opposition already. They have a loss against LR. They have a loss against Anderson, a draw against Mars Hill in their season opener. They also have a 1-0 victory in conference play against Southern Wesleyan. They still have the Pioneers here today. They also have Catawba left on their schedule for South Atlantic Conference action. Pioneers will be on the road this Saturday when they will take on Newberry. As far as the Lees-McRae Bobcats, they will go on the road this coming Saturday as they will take on Mount Olive. Again, that will be on the road. Some of the starters, some of the key guys for Lees-McRae today, and it's been a very good start for Augustin Ortiz, the All-Region from a year ago. He's leading the team in shots, yet to score a goal so far this year. Stephon Davis is the young freshman. He already has a goal. He is second on the team in shots, and in the goal is Anton Sundstrom for the Lees-McRae Bobcats coming into today. For Sundstrom, getting all 5 starts this season in goal, 11 goals against. The team that has only been able to score 4 goals so far on the season. The Pioneers have had their struggles a bit as well in scoring, as they have given up the 11 goals this season for the Tusculum Pioneers, while they have managed to just the 4 goals as well. So it's a Pioneer team as we are underway, wearing the orange with the black shorts, and Lees-McRae wearing the all-white. We welcome you in here to Pioneer Field for the Pioneers having their home opener here today, and it's a Pioneer team that, again, has been on the road pretty much from the start of the season. The women's team, though, will be on the road for basically another couple of games. The Pioneers opened up at Emmanuel, along with Young Harris, 4th in the country, King, Lenoir-Rhyne here at Lees-McRae. Then they'll be on the road for Newberry along with Queens before they'll be at home for 4 straight and 5 of their next 6. Pioneers get it clear, and Lees-McRae will set back up just into the Pioneer end. McMorrow, again with the goal this past week against Erskine. Stokes. McMorrow switched the point of attack for the Bobcats. Murphy playing up top for the Pioneers. Newcomer for the Pioneers this season. A goal. That back line held up by Georgios Harkusakis. One of the bright spots for this Pioneer team over the last 4 years as well. Hard foul. Dagorn playing on that right wing. taking the foul just at the top of the box. Just a late challenge for the Bobcats. Somewhat really late, almost studs up. Pero. Enrique Devins, again, the equalizer against the LR Bears, Pioneer team that was just on their heels much of the game. This play here by Daghorn. Bobcats win possession. Filling out process here in the opening 3 minutes of the game, and a tough pass here, but the Pioneers can't collect it. Now McMorrow's left wide open here on this right wing. Into the box for an open look, but it would have been offsides. It would not have counted initially. It would have been an offsides play, as behind the play for the Bobcats, again, that young freshman, Stephon Davis. Been impressed with what Davis has already brought to the table for Lees-McRae, just studying. A young man that gets a lot of shots on goal as well. But that time he was in behind the defense on the McMorrow feed behind that Pioneer defense. Early challenge on a giveaway by the Pioneers at midfield, and again, they'll turn it over again at midfield. Devins applying pressure. On the left wing, Arkusaki's with a nice step, but he can't keep possession for the Pioneers. Tusculum organized defensively. Another good step here. Midfield play will be key for the Pioneers this season. They lost a lot to graduation from a season ago. One of the young men that kind of asked to step up this year for Tusculum in that midfield is going to be Devins. Can he carry the load for the Pioneers? And it's really more of just a physicality and a strength, being a playmaker as well. Murphy giving chase. Nice job by the Bobcats. Maybe a giveaway here, and the Pioneers still in the attacking third. Delivery is knocked away, just away from the Pioneers, who were not ready to get their first shot. Just try to attack it. Didn't quite get the attack on it. Jimenez was waiting for the ball, and a nice job defensively to come back. So the Pioneers, once again, still on the attack. Play beginning to open up a little bit. There's your all-conference performer with a nice sliding attempt. And this ball is actually going to be ruled to Tusculum. We're going to say it was last touched by Lees-McRae out of play. And behind the defense in an offside position. Nice communication for the Pioneers. And that was their all-conference center back, Arkusaki's, making the call. You could hear it from here, from our location. Hold up. And the Pioneers did just so successfully. Sundstrom with the plays of the Pioneers again. Look for the long ball in. Starting to formulate, though, some type of an attack, though, for the Pioneers after Lees-McRae held possession early. McMorrow. And on that back line for the Pioneers, the Tusculum Pioneers stepping up and clearing the ball across the end line. Cervantes, Devins in that midfield for Tusculum, doing a lot of work. Oshkar, Rubio, Jimenez. Three veterans for this Pioneer team. And now another long ball play down the right side for D'Souza for the Pioneers. A little bit of skill here and a giveaway, and the Pioneers pounce on top of it. looking for Murphy in the box, and this one will be cleared away by the Bobcats for a corner. It was a good look. Murphy had just gotten behind the defense, but the back line holds for the Bobcats. Jimenez with an in-swinger for the Pioneers. Well played. And just off of the foot of the Pioneers, and may have been deflected. Devins had it. He plays it right back into the box, into the center, and it's cleared away by the Bobcats once again. Devins had it on the far post. May have just been cleared away, or maybe it was just knocked away out of his vision, maybe by Gongora. Either way, a near miss for the Pioneers. Another in-swinger played in. From straight away, and a deflection that had to be saved by Sundstrom. Quick reaction on a deflection after the shot from the top of the box for the Pioneers. Harkusaki's had the initial opportunity on the header that just went over his head, and then the deflection comes right to the top of the box and then takes another deflection on goal, and Sundstrom had to be really quick to react. Pioneers misplay on the far side and a throw in for the Bobcats. Pero with the nice header right to the feet of Gongora. Plays it ahead to Murphy. Bobcats looking for a handball. Cervantes, D'Souza not quality, and it'll be cleared away by the back defense. Devins, and it may have been D'Souza who was offside on that far sideline. That will be the call. Nia Canul goes down and may not be 100% fit, so he's going to go off of the field. Olavide will check in. Pardon me, Olavide will check in. That'll move, he'll move into the midfield. Nia Canul will leave that left wing opportunity. And replacing him on the left wing is going to be Sockenstad. Pero playing it forward, and the Bobcats applying the pressure. Gongora for Tusculum. Junior out of Spain. Pioneers had some players to replace after that tournament championship 2018 campaign. And off to a slow start here. D'Souza goes head over heels as defended by Sockenstad. Leads to a counter for Lees-McRae, but the Pioneer defense organized. Davis, the freshman out of Orlando. Looking for the return pass, well defended by Tusculum. Ball played up into the air by Devins. And this will be D'Souza who remains down. He went head over heels going down the right wing. Got a good look at it right there. Just a good challenge. As Sockenstad came and just stood his ground, won the ball. And D'Souza, who was going 100 miles an hour, went flipping right over him. Again, just a really good challenge. It was a nice play by D'Souza just to get away and start what seemingly appeared to be a promising break for Tusculum. No score, Tusculum and Lees-McRae. And just a quick stoppage here from Pioneer Field. Just a reminder, the Pioneers will not be back at home until their October 6th showdown with Anderson. But then several games for the Pioneers to end the year, just 2 road games out of their final 8. Good turn in midfield by Cervantes. Legal has checked in for Tusculum as well. Gongora. Pero Jimenez. Pioneers try to play from the back. Now a direct ball over the top. Good touch by Cervantes. Brings it down looking for Murphy, and the ball goes free into the box, but Sundstrom off his line to secure it for Lees-McRae. Good tackle for Arkusakis, who actually wins a goal kick. Oaksnavad, who had the initial goal this past Saturday against Erskine. Matter of fact, Lees-McRae jumped out to a lead twice. In the 18th minute, the 76th minute, led 2-1 before Erskine tied it with some 4 minutes to play in that one before getting the game winner in the second overtime with about 3 minutes to play. Cervantes directly to Jimenez on the left wing. And a ball that'll be played out for a Pioneer throw. Murphy tried the turn in tight space, and the ball cleared away by the Bobcats. Jimenez. Cervantes will switch the field. Dagorn. Tough call, tough play, and easily read by the Bobcats. Do they have a counter? Pioneers are back, though, defensively. Good recovery for D'Souza, who was down on the pitch just moments ago. Pero tried the outside of the foot flick. I don't think that was intended for Cervantes, but it goes to him as he was looking for Murphy. Cervantes losing possession and then committing the foul, trying to win it back. Try to step over drag. The step over was successful. The drag, not so good. All straight up in the air by Sundstrom. We have the strength of Oaksnavad right at the top. Apparently too much strength. Jimenez down the left wing. Cut. Tried the near side post, but Sundstrom, I think, had it covered as Jimenez pulls the trigger after the cut on the defender. It's a nice cut right into the box, but I think he had the ball just too much under his feet and couldn't get everything on it. And truthfully, if you asked him, he was probably trying to curl that one far post, and because he got ahead of the ball and ended up going to the near post. Sundstrom did have it covered. It'll be a goal kick for the Bobcats, but more promise for the Pioneers. Sundstrom with another balloon ball, won by the Pioneers. Murphy, and the flag is up for an offside. And another 50-50 ball, though, won by the Pioneers. And a good look straight away, but Murphy started his run just a hair too soon. Interesting to say that since he has no hair on his head. But we love Mr. Clean, and his Greenville Galaxy 09-10 girls soccer team is here today. So these young soccer players come in and they take teams in Galaxy and coach them, and of course then they come and cheer on Murphy. Of course they're down there screaming at him, but you tell us never be offsides. Something they have when they have practice tomorrow. Gongora in a good battle. Oaks Nevada, though, so tough and physical. 6'2" junior out of Norway. Cervantes steps in front. Gongora might have been deflected, but here's Jimenez. Murphy asking for it. Instead, we'll go to Pero. Into the box by his defender, trying to play it across, and this one will go out of play and will be ruled a goal kick. It's a tough call for a referee, especially after deflection. Pero really could have tried to cut it back, and I think he attempted to cut it back. It's such a tough call to make. The referee standing right there in front of it. Still, it was an easy deflection. And easier to have called that a corner kick as well. So Sundstrom into the sun will loft one way into the sky once again. Pioneers win another 50-50 ball. And then Jimenez challenged before he can deliver and then is held up. Luis Jimenez out of Kissimmee, Florida. The interesting story about Kissimmee, Florida. At the time, Greenville Astros were here. They had one of their coaches that was traveling through the state doing some recruiting, I suppose, or some scouting of talent. And they got to Kissimmee, Florida. And there was always the debate between, is it Kissimmee or Kissimmee? As the Bobcats with some problems defensively. So they walked into a fast food restaurant, and the wife and the coach were discussing how to pronounce the name of the city they were in, Kissimmee or Kissimmee. And they walked right up to the counter, and they says, on a ball played in, a Pioneer goes down as well, and I think potentially incidental contact. We'll get a great shot of it. Yeah, just somewhat incidental contact, just players standing, and I think for the moment it was Devins who may have collided just with the shoulder. He appears to be okay. So they walk into the restaurant, and the coach walks up right to the counter, and he says very slowly, I need you to pronounce the place that we're in. So the kid behind the counter said, Burger King. So the debate continued. It raged on. And we still don't know how to say Kissimmee. After the free kick, Bobcats control. After the Pioneers win yet another 50-50 ball. Arkusakis will watch that one go across the end line for a goal kick for the Pioneers. It was a tough overtime decision in the loss for the Pioneers against King. in Conference Carolinas, whom the Bobcats will play at the end of the year. It'll be a pre-Halloween showdown on October 30th in Bristol, and it'll actually be an afternoon game at 3:30. Jimenez. Devens. Trying to play direct, and then Daghorn comes up with a loose ball. Looking for Murphy, tried to thread the needle. The pass had to be precise. It was not. Good deflection here, though. And the Pioneers to play it. Jimenez. Cervantes. Jimenez. Murphy. Devens. From 18 yards away, and this one he pulled just a bit. And again, another situation, I think the ball just kind of hung under his feet, didn't have the proper technique. But that far post was left open. Sundstrom wearing the hat to shade the eyes from the sun, and he was kind of left standing in concrete. And had the ball been directed more on target, Pioneers would have taken a 1-goal lead. Scoreless here in this opening half. Cervantes looking for Devens. And the Bobcats back line holds. Now a long ball direct to McMorrow. Gongora comes to help. Oaksnevad with a nice bit of skill, leading it off, and the shot deflected, leading an opportunity for the Pioneers, who will switch the point of attack. D'Souza down the right wing, direct to Murphy. Tried to shoulder off a defender and did so too aggressively. There's a good look. It just seems to be that final third pass that the Pioneers are struggling with right now. Referee will come have a word. And apparently McMorrow, the senior out of England, still doesn't like what was discussed. Pioneers continue to win the 50-50 ball. Gilbert is clearing it away. Bobcats will reset. Hetberg. Sundstrom. Bit ambitious for Lees-McRae. Gilbert easily covering that up in the shadows here at Pioneer Field. Wearing the captain's armband, Harkusakis. Good job relieving pressure, and now Devens with a nice run. And a great turn. Referee allowing to play on, and a late whistle to give the Pioneers a free kick in a dangerous spot on the field. Very similar to a corner kick, and again with Sundstrom battling the sun. Quality delivery could create a problem. Of course, there was a big-time deflection for the Pioneers that Sundstrom did quite well handling, again staring right into the sun. On a corner kick that was deflected out of the box right to Daghorn, who delivered a strike, missed the target, but it was deflected off of a Pioneer on target. And Sundstrom with a very acrobatic save in the first half. And a nice delivery here. Harkusakis just can't deflect it on goal as it's actually cleared away by the Bobcats. A dangerous run by Harkusakis. In swinger by Jimenez. right to the middle of the box, and not as well handled, I think, by Matt Dunn. Bit of lack of communication, I think, potentially from his goalkeeper. And Dunn found himself all alone. So the Pioneers will pack the box right in front of Sundstrom. Jimenez, again, an in-swinger with that left foot. This one pops straight into the air once again. Arkusakis will save it and clear it back out to Jimenez. Tries to go on to the right foot, does, and it's another deflection. And the Bobcats will clear the Pioneer threat away for the moment. Another deflection. Arkusakis keeps it in play. Does all of it on his own. Sliding attempt, and it's a well-timed slide for the Bobcats to clear away an opportunity to a wide-open Enrique Devins, who was standing in the middle of the box. Gongora has the ball dispossessed. So Dunn will reset it. Sockenstad. Olavide. Sockenstad down the left wing. Dagorn Claymon. A bit of a dangerous challenge, but right there is Cervantes to win it back. D'Souza will play his keeper Gilbert, and a deflection on the clear attempt. Jimenez. Devins. Olavide misplayed it in the air. Now Murphy. And Sundstrom was well off his line, top of the box. The ball weighted a bit too heavy off of the foot of Devins. And McMurrow can't handle the pass. Oshkar. And the Pioneers will reset. Dagorn a little too aggressive, trying to win the ball back for the Pioneers. Substitutions for the Bobcats after the free kick is played out of play and cleared out by the Pioneers. Donovan Branch, a junior out of South Carolina, Spartanburg Methodist transfer, along with Connor Hahn, the Davidson, North Carolina native, will check in. Not a whole lot so far out of Ortiz today. Augustin, the all-region performer. Pioneers aren't quite ready for this throw-in attempt, which was apparently very illegal. You can't come from the side, and an extremely ambitious attempt off the foot of Sockenstad, which he probably hits with regularity in practice. Tried from about 30 yards away. Gilbert shanks one. That's what happens when you hit the big ball first. Usually a reference in golf, not in soccer. The freshman with the cross as Davis plays it across the box. Bobcats keep it in play. Good turn in space. Another quality turn for the Bobcats. Keep possession. There's Ortiz. And a ball that goes all the way through the 6. And is cleared out for a corner. So a fortunate break for the Pioneers as this ball went through the legs of a couple of Pioneer defenders. and goes across the inline for a Bobcat corner. Matt Law, the freshman out of England. Check that. McMorrow will attempt the corner. It'll be an outswinger. And that ball could have been a handball. Actually, it was a deflection. The referee spotting it. Lees-McRae wanting the handball. You check on those by seeing if the arm is in an awkward or not a comfortable position, I guess you say. If it is extended over the head. And that time he deemed that Cervantes did not have his arm extended, as the ball did deflect off the arm in the box. So a fortunate break for the Pioneers. Bobcats applying some pressure here over the last couple of minutes. And an attempt right over the bar by Donovan Branch. Went right over the top of Pero. And I don't know if they have awarded a free kick, but Branch goes up and over Pero. Wins the ball, then puts it just over the top of the bar, and that is the case. They are going to award a free kick, as the goal would not have counted had it gone through the pipes. Pero, the senior out of Spain. It's a quality season in 2018 for the Pioneers. Arkusakis with the nice win. Jimenez, good communication with Devins. Devins, Jimenez, a little behind him, tried a little bit of skill with a back heel flick that misses. Branch keeps it in play. Gongora. And the Pioneers watching as Stephon Davis. Branch. Pero, a physical battle. They're going to say Pero illegal. So a free kick for the Bobcats' dangerous position on this near side. And Pero kind of got into a Branch and definitely impeded his progress to the ball. McMorrow asking for 10. As currently Jimenez is about 2. It'll be Devins and Jimenez in a 2-man wall. Flicked away by Cervantes. D'Souza. Challenged by Hahn. And not well played by D'Souza, losing that one out of play. Murphy trying to hold up the play. Just so strong. He thought the foul was on him as he turned and put his hands to his head, but wins a free kick. And Murphy would have been in an offsides position, never played it. Bobcats had the opening 5 minutes of play here in this one. The Pioneers have kind of carried the run of play since, and it's kind of been back and forth. Some substitutes have come in and made a difference for the Bobcats, like Branch, Olavide. Gongora knocking this one away from Davis. Good throw right into the box. Has played a moment by Legal. Sockenstad. Bobcats continue to apply the pressure. Hakusaki's knocking it away, and here's Jimenez working against Branch. Creating some space for himself. Legal, dangerous play, but a fine play by Gongora, but it continues to be the Bobcats applying the pressure. Gongora, again, another nice move in space, a tight space turn. Murphy staring straight into the sun. I think lost the ball on the way up. And now Jimenez just throws his body into Branch, and the Pioneers finally collect it. Cervantes. Bobcats counter. And really light contact, but I think losing his balance, and that's going to actually earn a card. Somewhat of a breakaway, they'll say. Maybe just a light tug of the jersey from the referee's vantage point. Not a whole lot there. And I still think that the player may have been losing his balance going down Ortiz. Not a whole lot of Ortiz so far in the game, and I think he just didn't have his feet underneath him. And it was really light contact, but the yellow card, Cervantes. So a dangerous position. McMorrow along with Ortiz standing over it for the Bobcats. Coached by Shane Calvert, by the way, the Pioneer alum, the graduate of Tusculum University, Tusculum College at the time. Ortiz from 30 yards. Easily handled by Gilbert. We got it through the wall, but lacked a little bit of the pace once it got through the wall. Pioneers again trying to play direct. And it would be an offsides for the Bobcats. But Shane Calvert, in his first season with Lees-McRae, graduated from Tusculum in 2009, was a part of that Pioneer team. It's that 2010 or 2011 that went to #1 in the nation in Division II. He left here, and a couple of stops along the way, especially in high school, and Dobbins Bennett at Kingsport. Went to Spartanburg and led Spartanburg High School to the #1 ranking in the state of South Carolina, and has found himself at Lees-McRae. Dunn defending. Sockenstad to clear it away. Nice step by Devens, but can't control it, and the Bobcats and Ortiz come away with it. Dagorn playing it back to his keeper, Gilbert. As we approach 6 minutes left in the half, no score. Pioneers have had the best chance on a deflection that was saved by Sundstrom. That came early in this first half of play. It was a corner kick out to Dagorn, who fired a shot, which was wide of the target, but deflected off of a Pioneer. And right on goal, but Sundstrom, with the quick reaction, was able to keep it out of the back of his net. That being the best chance. There have been other opportunities, really, for both sides. Pero with a good step. Jimenez. And he wants it back, gets it. Branch defending. Jimenez. Jimenez in the box. Cervantes finishes, yes! Edgar Cervantes from Oshkar Rubio Jimenez. Just one little extra step by Cervantes. And I wasn't sure he was going to get the shot away. He does. And the Pioneers take the 1-0 lead. Cervantes with just his third shot of the year. It's his first goal. And Jimenez delivering the assist, his second assist of the year. Pioneers jumping out in front is something that has gone against the norm for the Pioneers in their 0-3-1 start. They trailed Lenore-Rhyne Saturday, the better part of that game, before they were able to get an equalizer late in the contest in the 61st minute against what will probably ultimately be one of the quality teams in the league, the LR Bears, who outshot them 23-7. Devens getting the equalizer late in the game. Something that the Bobcats, though, have not been necessarily accustomed to. They had the lead twice against Erskine Saturday, a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead, and saw each of those leads squandered away, ultimately to lose in the second overtime. So 4.5 minutes to the half, and Cervantes has given the Pioneers their first lead. Jimenez. Another quality move into space. Pero with the overlap deep into the box inside the 6, and the deflection will go across the end line. Hedberg deflecting it away. Pero was trying to pick out Murphy, and Devens was coming late. But it was well covered up by Hedberg and really the Bobcat defense. Pioneer in-swinger. Right into the box on the near post. Deflected out. And Jimenez again waiting for it. And actually he's going to be the one called. I think because he waited. Tried to bring it down instead of just attacking the ball. And the Bobcat first to the ball. The call. So the Pioneers, something that hasn't been done in the last 2 games, taking a lead. Against King trailed 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 before tying the game to send it to overtime before falling, giving up a penalty kick. Shut out by Young Harris, ranked 4th in the country. And Emmanuel getting a late goal to start the season in the loss there. So the Pioneers get the lead. We'll see how they react playing with the lead. Heavy touch from D'Souza was looking for Daghorn. Pioneers will reset. Davis will give chase. And Harkusaki's basically just had to clear the ball away, ultimately. Now Branch, who was inside Pero. Gilbert will have to come off his line and out of the box. And good composure shown here by Gilbert. Jimenez. Back to Devens. Blowing by Luis Jimenez. Devins back into the box. On the far side is Dagorn, and he can't direct it on goal, but was it Sundstrom that played it into the box across the line? And the officials have said no. Sundstrom jumping on top of it as Dagorn could not direct the ball in between the pipes. It was a nice build-up, but really a little bit of class
remaining in the first half. 1 minute.
Shown by Devins. Played it into that far side, and Dagorn comes across, and he just mishit it. And the ball apparently saved by Sundstrom, who pulled it right back into his gut just before it was trickling across the line, or it's a 2-goal lead for the Pioneers. So we'll stop the clock here with 40 seconds left. And Legal, who took a hit, stayed down on the turf. And the referee will just have a conversation with Ortiz. Gongora tried to play direct to D'Souza down the right wing and mishit this one over the inline for a goal kick. Final 30 seconds here of this first half, where the Pioneers have been able to strike first. And again, Edgar Cervantes with his first goal of the season in game number 5 and his third shot of the year as well. Was able to sneak it underneath Sundstrom and put it into the corner, bulging the old onion bag.
4, 3, 2, 1.
So
0.
we have reached the half where the Tusculum Pioneers
Halftime,
lead the
Pioneers,
Lees-McRae Bobcats
Tusculum
by a score
Bobcats
of
Lees-McRae
1-0.
0.
Halftime, it's back for your second half right after this. It's Tusculum 1, Lees-McRae 0, as you enjoy Pioneer Soccer here on the Pioneer Sports Network.
The first date. Only one chance to make that first impression. Don't worry, this might be new for you, but Ingles has been there before. From flowers to the freshest ingredients, we have everything you need to put your best foot forward.
I'm so sorry.
Remember, you can't get to happily ever after without once upon a time. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Get clearance prices on new Toyotas at Johnson City Toyota, where we have hundreds of Toyotas discounted up to $6,500. Save up to $5,900 on Highlander. Get one for $28,533 or save up to $4,000 on Camry. See more at johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
It's fine. It'll be okay, okay? Nobody cares about the flowers. Who needs flowers at a wedding?
At Ingles, we know that the best of plans don't always go according to plan.
My best friend's getting married today and the florist never showed.
That's why we're always there when you need us.
What are their colors?
Purple and cream.
With smiling faces and helping hands.
No one cares. No one cares. You will look great. Flowers are not important. And where is Holly? Have you anyone seen Holly?
And although life will be predictably unpredictable,
Let's get you to that wedding.
a curveball is that much more satisfying
I got the flowers!
when you knock it out of the park.
Oh my
So when the plan goes out the window and improvisation becomes the order of the day, just remember, that's where the best of memories are made.
All right, they're ready for us.
True story. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus? What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hello, my name is Jacob Fate, and I'm the Dean of the College of Business at Tusculum University. I'm proud to share with you that the programs in the College of Business received accreditation through ACBSP in December of 2018. The Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs accredits business schools and programs worldwide. This accreditation elevates our programs to the top programs worldwide.
Tusculum University is Tennessee's first university. Established in 1794, Tusculum's beautiful campus is nestled in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Students from 31 states and 15 countries have found a home here. With nearly 60 areas of study, Tusculum can help you pioneer your path to success. Visit www.tusculum.edu or call 423-636-7300 to discover the pioneer experience for yourself.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County and you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
From the first day, we looked around each other and we said, we gotta go make things happen this year.
doesn't matter what the score is at the end of the game. You have to go forward.
You have to take the game.
Attacking gets you goals real quick.
Give your best effort every day.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Stouffer with the game-winning goal. The national championship goes to Shippensburg for the third consecutive year.
Valdosta State, Division II national champions.
The post, Hankins scores! They win their first national title!
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Just $159 a month can put you behind the wheel of a brand new Toyota at Johnson City Toyota during the last chance clearance event. $219 a month puts you in a Camry or drive a Tacoma for $319 a month with 0 down. See details at johnsоncitytoyota.com.
So we welcome you back into Pioneer Field. Tusculum leading at 1-0 here at the half. Some of your first half numbers for team, as the Pioneers and the Bobcats each had 6 shots in that first half. 3 saves for the Bobcats and 2 for the Pioneers. Pioneers, you look at run of play and see who had maybe a more dominant first half or for a game. Based on corner kicks, the Pioneers had a 5-1 advantage in corner kicks, and each team committed 6 fouls. So the goal was scored by Edgar Cervantes in the 40th minute on the assist by Oscar Rubio Jimenez. Just a little short cross in the box. In close quarters, the Pioneers showing a little bit of skill. Almost thought Cervantes had taken his last touch too far, but was able to sneak the shot under Sundstrom. Yellow card to Cervantes in that first half. Sundstrom, the 1 goal against. Gilbert, the 2 saves. And the shots on goal haven't been necessarily dominant by either team, but the 1 great save by Sundstrom in that first half was a deflection off of a corner kick that came out to the 18, and the Pioneers were turned away early in that first half. Again, the Bobcats with the run of play to begin right off the kickoff. Held it for about the first 4 to 5 minutes of the first half. So the Pioneers have the kickoff here in the second half. Very similar start for Tusculum. Switch the point of attack to the left wing to Jimenez, who will play it into the box looking for Murphy just over his head, and then Devins can't get enough on it. Jimenez with a well-played cross just over the head of Murphy. I think it just threw off the timing for Devins, probably anticipating Murphy getting just a touch on that. And then the ball right into Sundstrom. So the Pioneers turned away here in that first minute of this second half. Pioneers playing their home opener here today in the 5th game of the season. And then the Pioneers will be back on the road for 2 more. Newberry this Saturday in conference play. So they look to get their first conference win of the year after getting the tie, the equalizer, coming in the second half against the Lenoir Bears in Hickory. Then they'll travel to Queens midweek and then return here to Tusculum. Homecoming weekend. Sunday they'll have Anderson on October 6th for a 1 o'clock start. Bobcats free kick. Hedberg looking into the box, and then Hedberg trying to win the ball in the air with a nice little shove into the back. So the Pioneers win a free kick. Pioneers have Anderson midweek against Shaw, and then the Wingate Bulldogs on Sunday the 13th. And then the LMU Rail Splitters midweek the 16th for a 4-game homestand. Gongora playing it out of the air. And across the line for a throw-in for the Bobcats. McMorrow. Oh, good turn. This one played into the box and over the top of the bar. So a corner as the Pioneers clear it away from point blank. And Daghorn with the nice flick. Harder than it looks with the goal, your own goal, right in front of you, trying to get the ball up and over the bar, and Daghorn with a nice job. So the second corner of the game for the Bobcats. Won by the Pioneers, but the second ball won by the Bobcats. Stays alive in the box. Ortiz. Oh, nice little close in close quarters play, but the Pioneers able to knock it away as Pero clears it away from pressure for the moment. But played right back in as the Bobcats looking to continue to apply that pressure, and now D'Souza with all sorts of room. Murphy, what a great ball, and they're going to rule him off sides, and that's going to be close because I felt as if Murphy may have just held up his run. Nope, just off sides. If you put that line right as the ball was played, half of his body is in an offsides position. At Devens on the far side, if D'Souza wanted to play long and switch the point of attack. But they look to play direct right to Murphy. And a long-range attempt by Ortiz, but trying to get a little better feel for the game for Ortiz. And again, some 30 yards away. Had a free kick from about 30 yards away in that first half. They didn't strike cleanly enough. That one struck cleanly, but well over the bar. We'll see if the Bobcats change things up, and the Pioneers have continued to go with this same formation. The two center backs, left and right wingers, Daghorn and Pero, play more into the attack. And Legal playing as a 6, or that defensive midfielder in front of the two center backs. Daghorn losing possession. And then Harkusakis knocks it off of a Bobcat now to play. Devens trying to touch it over Law. Did, but Law was able to deflect it out of play. Harkusakis cannot connect with Devens. Law. And here's Ortiz. Stokes. Back to Ortiz. And maybe just a slight tug of the jersey that time for the Pioneers. Legal takes Ortiz down. Probably won the free kick. Probably wasn't a whole lot there. Maybe the initial contact. Yeah, there just wasn't hardly anything there. That's just winning a kick. Unless, again, that contact occurred right at the turn. And if that's the case, then I think you take the ball back to where the initial contact happened, which is what the official has done. He's taken the ball back to where that initial contact happened. But still a dangerous spot for the Bobcats. There are 4 guys trying to plead their case about taking this free kick. Who's going to win it? And probably not well executed. Giveaway by Daghorn. Stokes, and cleared out by Harkusakis. Back in the day when I played, we tried to play very similar to that, where we lined up about 6 people at the ball. Of course, at the time, we also had 6'2", 6'2", 6'4", and 6'5", and we had a kid that could just flick one up straight up into the air. We scored several goals on that until people started figuring out what we were doing. And then not going with the wall and just trying to defend it. But you just flick it straight up in the air, and one of our big, tall center backs would go get it and put it on goal. Of course, we're a little closer to the goal as well. And again, that was about 25 years ago. That's coaches, they're just creatures of habit now. Everything comes back, though, and obviously it tried to come back there for the Bobcats. 1-0 Tusculum after a first half goal in the 40th minute by Cervantes to put the Pioneers on top. Flag stays down as Gongora defending. Sockenstad had it deflect off of him. Just don't think there's much there. Devins trying to hold the ball up and doing a nice job. Unfortunately, we don't play advantage. And Legal with his arms up in disgust because really the Pioneers had a counter with D'Souza on this near side. They still try to play D'Souza. And that one's defended by Luis Jimenez. Plays back to his keeper. Without the hat here in the second half, doesn't have to deal with the sun as the lamps are lit here at Pioneer Field. Good news is Gilbert doesn't have to deal with the sun either. And a good step by Gongora. D'Souza, who's now on the left side. But now Murphy will track back to cover his spot. Matt Dunn. Law. Dangerous play here. Bobcats looking to equalize and play it into the box. I think McMorrow had a go at it. Instead, he was looking for Oaksnevad. Again, a decent build-up here, and really it was just kind of a good, lucky touch for the Bobcats. But here, I think it's McMorrow's got to have a chance to have a go. Instead, he was looking for Oaksnevad in the box. And now a free kick for the Bobcats. As Fabian Prosch call Fabian's name much in this game. Most likely because I've probably confused him with Legal. 6 and 8. They look the same to my eyes that aren't 25 years old anymore. Alone just in the box and over the head of Olavide. It'll be played all the way out, and Luis Jimenez controls it for the Bobcats, who played a little more direct here in this second half, trailing 1-0. A good touch. Matt Dunn, who has stayed in the attack. And now the Pioneers, can they counter? Murphy will outpace his defender into the box and then tried to play it across to Devins. And the ball was not enough to the corner 6. It was more to the far post. Olavide trying to find Ortiz in a tight space in the box. Will go across the end line for a Pioneer kick. Bobcats will take a long road trip to Mount Olive this Saturday. Of course, a lot of their road trips are long, being up in the mountains in western North Carolina. In Banner Elk, home of Beach Mountain, popular ski resort in the winter. Of course, in East Tennessee and western North Carolina, over about the last 5 winters, it hasn't been too cold to generate a lot of snow. It hasn't snowed a whole lot as well. Gongora misplays it and fortunate to keep it for the Pioneers. Murphy again in behind the defense as the Pioneers continue to play direct right to Murphy, who seems to have plenty of gas in the tank. Because just moments ago he took off on a 60-yard recovery run. Now Dagorn will win the ball away from Matt Law. Oh, nice turn in space. Beautiful skill for the Pioneers. That was Legal. And now Devins. Olavide will win it. Fabian Prosch will go back and take it away from Gongora. And Gilbert will loft it into the air. Murphy can't win the 50-50 ball, and here's Hedberg. Done. And Payro will play it out. Throw in for the Bobcats. Good defending once again, and just a little bit more extracurricular with two bodies. Ortiz on the ground along with Gongora. And Ortiz just continued to take him to the ground. So the Pioneers earn a kick. .14 minutes gone here in this second half of play. Prosh. Dagorn. Legal. Prosh. Will switch the point of attack. Jimenez down the left wing. Can he catch up to it? He can. Leaves it in play. Tried to cut the defender, and now we'll play it back. Prosh. Legal. Oh, wonderful dummy. D'Souza. Devins. What a wonderful build-up all the way across the board by the Pioneers. But the dummy set up by Dagorn. That's just good communication. And then Devins asking for it from just about 15 yards away and leaning back. Would love to have that one back. I don't know that because I don't understand the words that are coming out of his mouth, but I can read body language. Jimenez. D'Souza. Legal. Murphy in the box. Well defended by Hedberg. And then deflected off Dagorn. Dagorn continues to get into the mix on the offense, but the Pioneers starting to get a little happy right now. You see a lot of possession. And winning 50-50 balls has been the key for the Pioneers today. Legal with a very ambitious strike. But that one knuckling just over the bar. Almost a full volley takes that one. Yeah, and that one was off the mark. Sundstrom gave it just a bit of a jump, but knew it was wide of the mark the entire way. 1-0 Tusculum. 16 minutes gone here in this second half. Olavide had it taken away. Legal. Murphy, this time he is onside. Straight away with the keeper, and he lifts it over the top, and it hits the crossbar for a goal kick. They continue to play direct to Murphy. He was held onside by Dunn, and Sundstrom did not come out. Murphy kind of had to wait on that second hop. And the Pioneers continue to hold just a one-goal advantage, 1-0. And has been so close to being two on two separate occasions. Misplayed ball here, and the Pioneers Prosh. Legal. Jimenez. Numbers aren't there, and tried to play Murphy, and he knew the numbers were not there. Bobcats were organized defensively. Devins playing more of the 10. Has really been more of, has played higher with Murphy here in this second half. Olavide in trouble as Devins Can't win the ball away. It's deflected by Jimenez. Sundstrom has to do well just to keep this one away from Murphy. Legal, and he'll be taken down. And a free kick for the Pioneers. Legal just undercut. Bobcats come into the season a number 4 pick out of Conference Carolina. Murphy, and he did get ahead on that for a goal kick. Hasn't won many balls in the air, Murphy, but this one just got enough of. And, of course, he had Harkusaki's right there in front of him if he's able to knot it down. Would have been tough for Georgios to handle. Apparently they just called a foul on Murphy. Either way, wouldn't have mattered. Harkusaki's D'Souza, a little bit of a heavy touch. But the Pioneers keep possession. Gongora. Dagorn just flying down this right side, chested into play. And Dagorn into the box. Jimenez coming late and cleared away. D'Souza winning the second ball, tried to play Pero. And the Bobcat defense clearing it away. Been impressed with the play of Gongora. He and Harkusakis in that back, the two center backs. Murphy. Prosh. Legal. Jimenez brings it down in a tight space. Draws two. Overlap by Pero. Back to Jimenez. And then Pero dispossessed. Speed of Ortiz to get around Prosh, creating a potential mismatch in the box. And Ortiz taken down. Clears the ball by Prosh, who's going to be given a caution. Ortiz will play this out and look for something worse. Late challenge by Prosh. Just lifting it, and again, as Prosh attempted to win it, it was catching the heel and taking Ortiz down. So a dangerous opportunity here for the Bobcats. Ortiz appears to be just fine, but winning the free kick. And then the caution, second yellow card of the game. And both against the Pioneers. Sockenstad, McMorrow standing over it. Played in and then cleared out by the Pioneers. Winning that second ball, though, the Bobcats and Olavide. Sockenstad down the right wing, misplayed it for a moment. Keeps it in play. And McMorrow will attack. And they can't keep it in play. Olavide looking for Sockenstad on that right wing. And waited it too much. Pioneers holding a 1-0 lead on an Edgar Cervantes first half goal from Oscar Jimenez. Devins dancing on the left wing. Taking on two and now using his speed to blow by into the box. He's done well. Is this his moment? It is. Devins with his second in as many games. And just wonderful individual skill by Enrique Devins. Devins giving the Pioneers a 2-0 lead. The Iowa Central Community College transfer for the Pioneers.
10, Enrique Devins.
And Devins, who gets his third goal of the year, and again his second in as many, including the equalizer on Saturday against the LR Bears. One of the top goal scorers, 8th in the league, coming in with 2 goals. At 12th in the league with his 5 points. And tied for 5th with his 9 shots on goal this year. And Enrique Devins. Of course, Alan Vital's son, Devin, will be attending Iowa Central Community College this year. See if there is a future Vital in the works here at Tusculum on the pitch, as his dad was back in the early 90s. So now down 2-0. Bobcats adjusting their formation a bit. Well, not really. They still have the 2 wingers on the outside. Thought they'd go back with more of a 3 defense look, or 3 men back there playing on the defensive back line. But really, they haven't changed that at all. There's still 5. And the Pioneers are going to play direct. Devins showing his speed moments ago, but this time is tracked down by Hedberg. Well, once Devins got into the box, the Bobcat defense relented somewhat, and that just worked to Devins' advantage as he lifts the ball over Sundstrom and just puts it onto that far side netting. So the Pioneers, who have been close on 2 other occasions, Murphy hitting the crossbar, and another opportunity that Sundstrom saves as Dagorn could not put it on target, but it was tantalizingly close from crossing the line. And again, there was really no clear shot. There was no good look by either of the officials, as Sundstrom had curled up into the fetal position with the ball right on the line. Couldn't see if the ball was across, where it was once he gathered it, but that also was in the first half. So the Pioneers have been that close. The Bobcats have had really just one real good chance. Gilbert has had really just one good save here in the game to this point. But still, with 20 minutes to go, the Pioneers playing with the lead for the first time this year. And now a giveaway, and Murphy, as Devins plays it to his senior striker, Matt Dunn, back, and Murphy again applying pressure on Dunn. And did a pretty good job to clear the pressure. But Luis Jimenez could not keep it in play for the Bobcats. So D'Souza. And into the game has come new players. Sandoika for the Pioneers. D'Souza. Gongora back to Gilbert. D'Souza, who's moved to a more central location. Cervantes not in there. Oh, and a nice little, just a slip and a fall. But a beautiful overlap. Sadoika just couldn't stay on his feet. Yeah, the grass monster got him. I hate when that happens. I call it age. I don't know what Sadoika's excuse is. Yeah, I got an arthritic knee. He has nothing. He might have an arthritic knee now. Took a nice little shot right there. Wins a throw-in, though, for the Pioneers. Pioneers leading it 2-0. They'll pull push from the midfield. Vujicic will check in for the Pioneers. Nikolai, senior out of Serbia, and a Houston Baptist transfer. Again, the Bobcats are going to start playing a lot more direct, as they are already doing that here in this second half. And the Pioneers are still going to have to stay organized defensively, and they're going to, as they call it, a press as much as you can. In basketball, you press, and the press for Lees-McRae will be in the attacking third. Murphy has done well to find himself in the box, and doing so just on strength alone. Holds up the play for Jimenez, and his touch goes just a bit too far for him. Vujicic will try from distance. And that is extremely ambitious. But you know what? You're not going to score if you don't shoot. Just wide. Pioneers lead at 2-0. Sundstrom puts the ball back in play for the Bobcats. Devon's just standing his ground. A little gamesmanship right there. He kind of waited to turn his back just before Sockenstad jumped into the air. Pioneers win another 50-50 ball. That's really been the theme today. Just winning the 50-50 chances and then really possessing it. Gilbert way off his line. And an easy play. Again, Gilbert been credited with the 2 saves in the first half. None officially here in the second half. Here's a giveaway by the Pioneers. Dunn will control it. It's the Pioneers just looking to clear their back third. Dunn puts it right back in. And Vujicic is fouled. Harkusakis back to Gilbert and looking for Murphy. Dunn wins this ball. Bobcats control the second touch of that 50-50 opportunity. And not winning that second touch does not allow you to really get into possession. Pioneers have taken the time of possession in this one. And not a lot from this young man, Stephon Davis. Haven't heard a lot from him here in the second half. Has not really been able to get involved as much. In the 75th minute here at Pioneer Field. And an opportunity from just outside of the box for the Bobcats. A bit of a mishit. Cameron Morton out of Pinehurst, North Carolina. Like to have a chance at that one back. That one slicing off his foot over the bar. So the final 15, can the Pioneers find a way to put this one away to pick up their first win of the year and try to gain some momentum heading to Newberry and to Queens next week. It's Newberry Saturday and Queens midweek. Well, a bit of a tough decision here as D'Souza started his run some 15 yards before the ball was played in the air. But the lines judge was right there on top of it. See him on the near sideline. And by the time it is played, yes, he is in an offsides position. Now, these guys get paid to make these calls. Sometimes they're right. Misplay here for D'Souza. Devens is playing more of the high line with Murphy. So they have made that little bit of a change, and that's because Cervantes, I haven't seen him here in the second half. I didn't spot him out in the second half, but has not played here in the second half. Opportunity for the Bobcats, and Gilbert makes easy work of this. Did see more Prosh in that second half where Cervantes would be the goal scorer, and this one Vujicic has it get away from him, and the Pioneers win it back. D'Souza. Oh, a nice near post run, deflects off a couple of bodies in the box. As D'Souza played it low, and that near post run, I believe, from Legal. And they're saying onside, and Devins just overhit it. They were going to allow it to play out. Devins, who appeared to be in an offside position, the flag stayed down, and the shot goes just tantalizingly past that far post. Just hanging there. And Matt Dunn in the back line having a conversation with the official as if to say, hey, that guy was offsides, and he points over to the lights judge and says his flag did not go up. So Paul Friend, I think, has officiated a nice game here today. And again, it has not been chippy, but fouls have been about even and about where you would expect. Two teams just about 10 years removed to being two of the top teams in the region and competing for Elite Eight spots in region semifinals. And this will be an offsides on the Bobcats. As these two programs, again, Tusculum continues to seem to find their way into the NCAA tournament. The Bobcats have fallen off a bit over the last, say, 10 years. But just 10 years ago, 2008, 9, and 10, the Bobcats were one of the best teams in this southeast region. Ortiz weaving his way through traffic. Nice ball to that far post. Back into the box and a bit too high of the target. Looking for Morton, and the Pioneers clear it away. Into the game has come Baraki, sophomore out of England. And he has come in for Devins, whose night appears to be done with another goal, his team-leading third of the season. D'Souza, who has moved to the middle of the field from this right wing, has it dispossessed. Ortiz tried with the left foot and definitely had the ball caught underneath him, and on his swing hit the turf. Jam an ankle or stub a toe. Or maybe he's just tired. He's done a lot of work. So the freshman will exit. Davis, I think it'll be a good one for this Bobcat team. And Coach Shane Calvert, again, the Pioneer 09 graduate. Remembers these Lees-McRae battles with Tusculum. Continue to see a new wave of player. Sander Johansson, sophomore out of Norway for the Pioneers, up top. Inside of 10 minutes to play. And a long distance effort by Hahn. Yeah, there was a NFL game that was played last week where all the fans got all upset because guys just started taking knees and falling down. Gongora has gone down here. And it was just kind of odd because he was walking and then all of a sudden just went to the turf. So Tusculum will be on the road this Saturday to Newberry. Incidentally, the women's team will play this Saturday at Newberry as well. The football team will play at Newberry this Saturday as well. That is a scheduling nightmare for sports information guys. Yeah, cover football and 2 home soccer matches. They probably got volleyball at home as well. That's just disastrous. The Pioneers will return home next week when they will host their homecoming showdown October 6th. And that'll be against Anderson. Homecoming is next week. They're playing golf next week. If you want to get involved with that, hop on a plane and get here. Contact Josh Ely. He'll put you on a team. They'll play at Graceburg Hills Golf Course.
South Atlantic Conference offer the alumni, faculty, and staff of SAC institutions.
And that'll take place on Friday of next week, homecoming weekend. Call 636-7331. That's area code 423-636-7331. Get involved in the homecoming golf tournament. And all of the festivities for the alumni, they'll have their meetings. It's always a great thing to sit there and listen to all the people. They get awards for coming from the furthest distance. Usually Seattle, Washington is the furthest. Of course, our former chairman of the board would always win that. Who's going to argue with that guy, though, right? One year, one guy said he was coming from Arizona, and he flew to Denver and then flew to Dallas and then flew into Knoxville in that direction. I guess he went to Atlanta, so he spent the most time on a plane. They went ahead and gave him an award, too. Anything to get these people an award. It's like the middle school game last week in Maury here in Jefferson County. They had homecoming, and instead of crowning like a princess, they just gave everybody a ribbon. It's like, thanks for making the court. You are all winners. You get a participation ribbon. So the alumni will have their meetings next Saturday, and that will follow the Hall of Fame induction of Tommy Arnett. That guy knows everybody, and if you don't believe me, just ask him. He'll be inducted into the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame next Saturday. And I won't be interviewing him because he doesn't do interviews. Oh. As we return to action, Gongora stayed on the turf for a long time. It allowed everybody to hydrate. As we go inside of 9 minutes, good turn in space and a little miscommunication in the box, and the Pioneers will have a goal kick. Always look forward to homecoming and seeing all the folks come back from past teams and getting excited to go watch some football. All the soccer matches, volleyball that goes on during the weekend. Arkusaki stays on the field. He's a guy that just does not come off the pitch for the Pioneers, the captain. All-conference performer. Charged to defend here on Oaks, Nevada. This played for just a moment, and then he turns it over. And now the Bobcats on a counter. And with some space, a free ball off to the right side that is shanked to the left of the post. Well, the Bobcats had their best chance of the game right here, and they had numbers. The ball gets just past, and I'm not sure how the ball was missed. McMorrow just couldn't direct it on target. Each team has had that moment where they'd like to have that one back. Devins early here in this second half, and now McMorrow there, which would have cut the deficit in half. So the Pioneers still defend with about 7 minutes to play in this one. Baraki. Yeah, I saw this happening even before. And Morton, who almost as if it was a cramp, went down, and then Harkusaki's kicking the ball away, asking for the stoppage of play. Lees-McRae getting it, and just a touch foul. The 84th minute. The 84th minute. It's math made easy. As Gilbert will clear this one away for the Pioneers. D'Souza. Jimenez. Baraki. One-on-one. Waits for the overlap. Oh, creates some space for himself. Gets into the box. Gets away from Jimenez. Turns and fires, and this one is deflected. And Harkusaki's with a nice step defensively. Peiro. D'Souza. Wins it back. Good strike from distance, and this one just wide of the target. Low enough, but didn't bend to that far post. Tried to play Peiro, and then it comes right back to him, and a dangerous spot on the field. Just didn't get enough bend for that back post. Legal wins it out of the air. Jimenez. And Vujicic wins a kick for the Pioneers. Nice little shove, gentle shove by Morton. Vujicic. A tough ball for Legal, brings it down, and then tried to switch the attack to Jimenez. Pioneers are still 4 in a line here on the attack, just waiting for that through ball, but Lees-McRae has not faltered much on their back line. It's just been individual effort, and this will be Sundstrom. Devins with a wonderful, basically 1-on-2, very skilled move to score the second goal of the game for the Pioneers. Into the box, Peiro clears it away. Giving chase, Johansson. And the Pioneers will have a kick. Into the 87th minute, the Pioneers holding a 2-0 lead. Edgar Cervantes' first half goal, but did not come back here in the second half. And an Enrique Devins second half goal. Vujicic taking a knock. And the Pioneers will take some more time off that clock. Bit of a late challenge. D'Souza. And just not the pass needed to find Peiro down that left wing. And now the referee will stop play, have a conversation with Shane Calvert. Johansson winning it. Baraki. Will he have a go? Got an overlapping run. This save by Sandstrom. Sandoyka this time stays on his feet and delivers a pretty quality strike, and delivered up and over the ball by Sundstrom. They've called him Sandstrom, my apologies. Sundstrom just parried it right over the bar. D'Souza will play with Jimenez coming into the box. It bounces around free, and now Jimenez tries to turn in space and numbers for the Bobcats. They'll come on the counter. Pioneers trying to organize defensively as their center backs have gone up for the corner, and it's a win by the Pioneers at midfield by Vujicic. And then looking for Johansson, who knew he was in an offside position, but continuing to play direct, the Pioneers, which leads to yet another opportunity here. And an offside flag, fortunately. Winning it out of the back for the Pioneers that time was Lamour. And Xavier with his 6'3" frame. Senior out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, in the Pfeiffer transfer. Johansson into the corner for the Pioneers. Instead of holding it, we'll play it to the middle, but no one was there. So we approach the 90th minute.
1 minute remaining in the second half, 1 minute.
And Peiro and Hakusaki still with some defending to do. And just Jimenez just knocking it away from one of the Bobcats as they both converged on the ball and collided with one another. Hedberg appears to be okay. Long throw for the Bobcats. Just can't keep it in play. A mistouch on the throw-in for McMorrow. And now Peiro to Lamour. Nice turn in space by D'Souza. Number one, a nice touch in traffic as well. And then Bobcats have won a throw. They play quickly. 10 seconds.
9, 8, 7, 6.
So the
5,
Pioneers,
4,
through their first four,
3,
win
2,
0-3 and 1.
0.
And against an old region rival, pick up their first win of the year and their first home game of the season as the Pioneers get a first half goal from Edgar Cervantes and a second half goal from Enrique Devins, and the Pioneers knock off the Lees-McRae Bobcats by a final score here of 2-0. So the Bobcats will be back on the road this Saturday when they travel, and they'll take on Mount Olive, a Bobcat team that has 4 home games remaining, and they're not back home until October 2nd, back in conference play against North Greenville and Emmanuel back-to-back. And then their final conference, South Atlantic Conference team they'll face will be the Catawba Indians. That'll be on the road on October 9th. Meanwhile, for the Pioneers, Lees-McRae here, and it's been a tough stretch for Tusculum as they open up 6 of their first 7 games on the road. They'll be at Newberry Saturday and Queens midweek next week before starting a 4-game homestand, which begins homecoming weekend on October 6th. The Pioneers get the victory here today. For a complete wrap of this one, visit TusculumPioneers.com in writing, also statistically, and you can get the full recap and our post-game conversation as well. That's right on TusculumPioneers.com. For all those involved in the Pioneer Sports Network behind the scenes, directed by Nick Forsberg, I'm Brian Staten, and until next time, go Pioneers!